This is the Gemilai 3006 espresso machine, otherwise known as the Owl. It's an entry-level espresso machine, but it's better than other entry-level espresso machines. It features a 58mm group head. It has 1 cup, 2 cup, and continuous brew settings here on top. These are programmable so that you can do volumetrics with them. A nice touch that you don't find on any other entry-level espresso machines. It has a steam wand with a nice actuator right here, and it's running on a thermal block, which means it's heating water on demand for your group head, which is where your espresso comes out of, and for your steam wand. The Owl has a 1.7 liter water reservoir, which is more than enough for a week's worth of coffee for 1 to 2 people. It has a nice drip tray here with a little handy floater in there. When the water gets too high, that floater comes up above level, which is kind of a nice feature. I really like how this steam wand comes down so that you can get different size pitchers into it. One of my big complaints on other espresso machines is that the end of the steam wand was very short and you had to kind of finagle the way you moved your pitcher, and it was just kind of a pain in the butt. And what makes this espresso machine stand apart, at least from a feature standpoint, is that you can program the brew time, you can program your pre-infusion time, which is saturation of the espresso before full pressure is reached. It helps with extraction. And you can set the brew temperature of the water going into your group head. What's most important is this espresso machine is capable of hitting 9 bars of pressure, which is what you need most of the time to get great espresso. And it's what sets this machine apart from some of those other machines at this price point or around this price point, because they often cannot hit that pressure. And if you can't hit that pressure, you don't get proper extraction of your coffee and you get a terrible espresso shot. Filling the water, you could simply pour a cup right in here, or it's easy to remove, just like this. And you can put it under the sink or under your Brita water filter, like this one I have here. So let's make a latte with the Gemilai, because I think that's probably what most of you want to drink. And I'll talk about some of the things I like about this machine and some of the areas for improvement. So I'm gonna do a continuous brew on this just to make it easy. I'm using 15 grams of espresso. I'm just gonna get 30 grams out. I'm aiming for 30 seconds. So you can see we got a nice double shot of espresso. Now let's steam some milk. Switch the thermal block over to the steam wand. It's not just gonna have instant on demand right out of the gate. It takes a little bit of preheating, but not a big deal. Gives you time to go pour your milk. So for milk steaming, standard operation, we're gonna do a purge, and we're gonna steam until this is just about too hot to touch with my finger here, and then it should be good. So that took about 40 seconds. Not bad. Always want to purge our steam wand when we're done. I'm actually really impressed with the steaming power of this, but we'll talk about that in a second. So let's go ahead and pour this latte up. There you have it. I want to talk about the steam wand. This steam power on this is really good. I have a $1,700 espresso machine with a thermal block that does not have the power that this machine has. And so I'm a little mad about that, to be honest. I love a lot about this espresso machine. I like the way it looks. You know, it has kind of a cool, kind of a funky, modern look. What I don't love about it, and again, I'm saying this with the caveat that it's a $399 espresso machine, is that the material construction, a little thin, the wall, you know, it's a little, everything's a little thin. This brew head gets extremely hot. I mean, like I usually take stickers off of things because I don't like stickers on any of my stuff. I would not take the sticker off of this. You know, I really do think for $399, you're simply not gonna get a better value. What I would say though is with any piece of espresso equipment like this, it's only as good as the grinder that you're using for it. So if you think you're gonna buy this and then have a $100 grinder and make great lattes, it's not gonna happen. You're probably gonna have to spend at least $300 on a grinder to go with this to get the results you want. I would get something like a Turin DF 54 or 64. Those are like $300, $250, $300, $400, and pair it with this. You're still gonna need some other things like scales, which, by the way, I have a great scale video, how to buy a scale for home espresso use. So I'll link to that like here or here. So all in all, the Gemilai 3006 espresso machine, $399, makes good espresso, powerful steam on the steam wand, got that done in 40 seconds, programmable brew times, programmable pre-infusion, programmable temperature control. I'll link to this machine and the gear that I use down below. And until next time, peace.